As many women will tell you, it's one thing to be sick. It's another thing to look sick. One of the big concerns many women have during chemotherapy is losing their hair. We shared that journey with Dr. Jennifer Arnold from the TV show The Little Couple. Remember them? They used to live here in Houston. When Dr. Arnold was living in Houston and going through her cancer battle, she went to Artemis Hair Studio.
I don't know anything about wigs. I have not a clue about how to maintain one or how to pick one out. I don't have time to do a lot of research, so I have 2 toddlers at home, so I just want somebody to tell me, okay, this is gonna look good and you're gonna be all set. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, I don't know if I like it on me though, but it's beautiful. I feel like I look like Jessica Simpson.
And this we can flat iron.
I kind of wanted to explore a little bit, but I still wanted to feel comfortable that, oh my gosh, I don't look like a totally different person. That's incredible. When I want to.
Kitsa Strait from Artemis Hair Studio joins us along with cancer survivor and thriver, Marsha Hefner. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let me start off with Jen Arnold. We loved them when they were living here. We still love them. And I texted her the other day and she said, please to send her love to you.
Thank you.
And that you helped her in such a tough time. They were always so positive and stuff on the show, but it doesn't mean they
Always.
had scary moments behind the camera. But she just wanted me to say hello and that she loves you. All right, this is a calling for you.
It is.
You have been in the business for about 40 years now, born and raised in Houston. You were that girl who always could fix somebody else's hair and carried a hairbrush.
Exactly. That was me.
Yeah. All right. So you graduated from Christine Valmy International School of Aesthetics and Cosmetology. So again, you knew what you wanted to do. You worked at salons. When did you come into, instead of just making people pretty, making people feel safe and feel like they're not sick when they're going through something like this?
I've heard many years, my hair, I have cancer, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then, I just said, this is my calling.
Yeah.
And I started my journey 15 years ago.
And there's several reasons why someone might be losing their hair. And so there's actually a niche in hairstyling called hair restoration. And so it could be from chemo, which sometimes can be temporary situation of hair loss, but alopecia, trichotillomania, where sometimes people will pull their hair. So with that said, you become more than a hairstylist. You almost become a therapist as well.
Yes. All hairdressers are pretty much therapists without degrees, like we say as a joke,
And when they sit in your chair, they need to feel safe and feel like that you understand. But as Jen Arnold alluded to, what's good about this, the positive side, I guess the glass half full, is when you're getting your hair, you don't only have to get the hair that look like you, but it's time to explore and maybe get the hair you always wanted, right?
Well, I'm real big about keeping your identity.
Yeah.
I am, because people at this time, they don't want to change it.
Right.
They don't want to go from a brunette to a blonde.
Yeah.
I keep them the way they look. That's what makes them happy, because a lot of people don't want them to know that they're going through treatment.
Yeah.
And so that's a big thing of mine.
Yeah, I remember Nancy Brinker, who was credited with starting the Komen Race for the Cure, because Susan Komen was her sister. She said that when she was diagnosed, she was running around the house playing with her son, and then her wig fell off. And she was horrified and started crying, and her son started laughing and basically said to her, "Mom, you're still my mom." And so it's one thing to have your wig off in the privacy of your own home, but you're right. She said, I just didn't want people to look at me as sick. And you've gone through this because you feel like sometimes when people know you have this diagnosis, they may treat you a little differently.
A little differently.
Yeah.
For the most part, you have to be comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
This is the new me.
Yeah.
And not be able to change it, but stay the same.
And not
It's
be defined
difficult.
by that diagnosis.
That's right.
But take us back to the day you heard someone say you have breast cancer.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was shocked.
Yeah.
And never thought it would happen to me. I worked in a medical arena for quite a while and worked with breast cancer patients, and there I was.
Yeah, there you were. But the thing about that probably really was impressed upon you is that you'd worked with breast cancer patients who had already gone through it.
That's
you
right.
You saw survivors, and so you knew that you could survive this
It
too.
heightened my experience.
Yeah, take us through that experience, because you're right, you could be in shock, and then you've got to get busy figuring it out, right?
Yeah, figure out not just what you're going to do to live, not what you're going to do to survive, but what are you really going to do, and what's going to happen to you, and the friendships that you've made, and the life that you've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the concern about the hair, which, some people will say, no, you got to worry about your life. That's what's important. It is. It is. But then there's the hair thing, right?
What about my hair?
Yeah. So you went through that process, and how did you find Artemis?
Well, that's a long story. My niece, who I'm very close to, she started calling around. She lives in another state. She started calling around to find out what could she do to help me. Yeah. And she found Kitsa. And I have to say that our relationship, what she gave to me during that time, shaped my life. I could have been a very different person if I hadn't been able to walk with someone, become so close to someone with her sensitivity. It was great. My husband had passed away, and I was here in Houston by myself, and I made a new family. Yeah. And it gave me an opportunity to do what I wanted to do, and that's to reach others, to talk to others. You will get through this. Yeah. It's not going to be easy, but you will get through this.
In fact, before the show, I said to you, I said, when were you diagnosed? And you said, I kind of forgot.
I don't even remember.
And that's,
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, but that's the good thing is that
right.
it didn't define your life. It was a part of your life, and it's you were joking about. It's kind of like if you've had a baby and you go, okay, in the middle of it, you're thinking, I'll never do this again.
That's right.
And
that's
then
right.
you're through it,
and you do it again.
Yeah, and you do it again. Yeah. So I just want to say, this is your real hair right now.
Yes, it is.
So, but when you go in, you suggest that women go in before the hair comes out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. At least right when they kind of find out their diagnosis. I do need about 10 to 14 days to get it. I could get it a little quicker, the garment in.
Yeah, and you call it a garment, not a wig. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're looking at some before and afters right here, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So.
And once they do that, I'm very specific. I take measurements of their head. Mine are totally different. I use the top grade of human hair. And then once they come in, we pick a color and the length and everything. I put it on them. I don't believe in shaving. I think it's cruel. There's no reason to shave. Yeah. I put the garment on, and I cut to their desired look to make them look. I'm huge about keeping their identity.
Yeah, because you know we see wigs are really. I mean, I wear them all the time, but they're really popular now, and there's lots of wig places out there. But I always tell people, if you're just grabbing it off the shelf, sometimes it looks like you just grabbed it off the shelf, right? Like the point you made, measuring the head to make sure that it's comfortable, and also when someone's going through something like chemo, making sure that certain products are used that aren't they're not sensitive to.
Right. And all of mine are hyperallergenic. All my pieces, that if they wear tape, whatever they wear.
Yeah, something like this can be costly, but because it's deemed a medical device in many ways, you can help people with that.
I do. We're not in network, but I help them with all their insurance papers and needs for them to submit it.
Yeah, all right. You know, you help you with all kinds of services with the garments. Fine to thin laser hair therapy as well to encourage hair growth from certain
later.
things.
Yes,
yeah, later. And then again, full service hair salon. Let me just say, if you want to go there and you don't need a garment, you still do like makeup and wedding hair packages and all of that as well. All right. Marsha, there is somebody right now who just heard the words, you have breast cancer. What do you have to say to them?
Your life will be better for it. I really believe that I grew out of this situation. Sometimes we forget to really look at all that we have, and it takes something to, put a roadblock in our lives, and you have to grow from it. And we did. We reached out to communities here in Houston, different groups, talked to them. I made a lot of relationships and friendships I wouldn't have had. I had hair that was lovely.
She didn't want to take it off.
She didn't want to take it off.
I even gave her a name. Her name was Sheila.
Sheila. Okay, where is Sheila now?
Sheila's alive and still well, sitting on a mannequin, just like this.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Kitsa, because
so
I have several friends who've gone through a situation like this, and that was one of those things they felt like they could face the world just a little better. Again, your life is what's important. It doesn't define you. But they just felt like I can choose when to tell people what I'm going through. I don't want them deciding for themselves.
And I do have private rooms when they come in, so they can feel comfortable. And and I hold their hand throughout the year that they're wearing them.
All right, Kitsa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marsha, for sharing your story.
You.